Oh, hello, it's me. I don't feel well at the moment. Got a bit of a bug, but that's not the main reason. It's my condition, whatever it is. Don't know what it is yet. I think it's something to do with the trapped nerve. That's what it feels like anyway. And I've had it for about 11 months now. It's ridiculous. Well, the first 6 months I didn't do anything about it. In 2019, I had a trapped nerve, and it only went on for 6 months, and it wasn't that bad. Don't have to take strong medication for it or anything. And it did go. 6 months it lasted. I did see a physio at the time, and she diagnosed me with osteoarthritis of the upper spine, which, fair enough, yeah, I agreed with that. I was a bit hunched over. Well, I've been hunched over for a long time now. A little bit of a hump on my back. Uh, anyway, yeah, 3 years, 2 or 3 years later, I've lost track of time. This comes back, but on steroids. For the first 6 months, it was bearable. I thought I could put up with this. It'll go, it'll go. One day I wake up and it'll be gone. No, hasn't gone. Well, it's about 6 months when it started to get bad. I had no choice but to phone the doctors up and explain what I was going through. She quickly gave a quick talk about the medication I could try. And everyone, which she mentioned, are tablets I've taken in the past that I had very bad reactions to. So in the end, she had to reluctantly agree to put me on something she didn't basically want to put me on because you build up a tolerance to it. Sad but true. Anyway, I don't really want to go into the medication side. I just want to talk about how it feels and my voice as well. I thought I made one video, one of them. I don't know which one it was. Well, it was about. I think it was one of the ones on community toilets. I think it was community toilets part two. And I thought, oh, my mum might like this because she's got a bit of a toilet humour. And I didn't want to send her my YouTube name because I didn't want her to watch all my videos. So stupid, I copied the link. So she's got access to all my videos now, but I don't think she'll be watching them. Um, yeah, I sent the link via email, and the response I got was, "Sorry, Laura, couldn't understand a word, and your humour isn't the same as mine." Something like that. Of course, I started crying. But then she sent another email to me the next day explaining about my voice and that she was concerned about it. She said, Laura, it could be a number of things. You really need to see a doctor about it. So far, I haven't made an appointment, but I'm going to make an appointment tomorrow. Not only about my voice, but about the pain getting worse. The only treatment, well, if you can call it treatment, is I had 8 sessions with a chiropractor that didn't do anything. Complete waste of money. I like the woman. I think that was the only reason I went, because I liked her. And I kept having to lie and say, "Oh yeah, really helped me, really helped," but it wasn't. It wasn't doing anything. And then the other treatment was seeing a diagnostic physio, And she said, I don't think you got a compressed nerve because you've got no you've got no numbness and you've got no tingling. And I thought I'd rather have a bit of numbness and I might not have this severe pain. Didn't agree with that. Didn't make sense. She said I had a sensitive nerve. Thought, well, what causes that then? Could be anything, couldn't it? Could be something really serious. Anyway, a few, was it months, weeks later, I had another interview. Well, no, a review with another physio. And he basically asked me the same questions that she had. And he did the same sort of manual tests, pulling, squeezing, pushing, that sort of thing, and testing my reflexes. I think they were all right. No, they were weakened by that stage. And he said, yeah, we've got to do something about this. We've got to do something about this. And he said, I'll speed everything up. This was 4 weeks ago. And about a few days ago, I received a letter from them saying that soon they're going to send me, soon they will be going to send me a link for me to make an appointment. Well, obviously, it's not going to be before Christmas, is it? So, I don't know how much longer I can wait. I really need an MRI scan because my legs are getting weaker and I ache and I get cramps. That's a new thing. So, I really do need an MRI to find out what's going on. And maybe, obviously, if they're gonna do an MRI from my neck down, they'll probably be able to see everything that's going on in here. The vocal cords, the goiter, the thyroid, everything. So I'm looking forward to getting one of those done. I've had one before. It wasn't very pleasant. It's really noisy in there and you can't go to the toilet. I'll have to make sure I've got at least 2 pads on. Yeah, I had one on my leg once. I'm sure it took 45 minutes, but the leg is longer. I don't know if they're just going to do this part, or they might do lower down, or they might do my whole spine. If they do my whole spine, that might take about an hour and a half or something ridiculous. But I'm willing to have it done. What else has been going on? The postal strike's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? And the snow, they didn't come out in the snow, did they? No. Nor did the binman. Lazy. No, I shouldn't call them that. It's quite hazardous, actually. I went out a few times. I mean, when I say I went out, I mean I went out to my partner's car, and there was a bit of snow and ice around. But surprisingly, I didn't find it slippery. So probably the shoes that the shoes that I wear, very good quality. I've always been a bit fussy about shoes. Um, yeah, very fussy. But I do remember buying this pair of shoes about 20 years ago, I think it was. They were like black patent leather, very high heeled about 4 inches, something like that, but thick heels. I don't know if they were platforms, I can't remember, but they were like ankle boots. Fashionable they were. It was quite fashionable then. Oh, they killed my knees. And by the time I got off the bus, I could hardly walk. I thought, I'll have to get I'll have to get on my hands and knees to get back home. That's how painful my knees were. Because all my weight was being pushed forwards. My feet were being pushed against the edge of the shoes. And it was putting a lot of strain on my knees. I called them my torture shoes, and I never wore them again. I don't know if I gave them to charity. I think that would have been a bit cruel. Or I should have written a note and put them inside the shoe saying, danger, beware. Something like that. Or I could have probably, knowing me, I probably throw them away because I wouldn't want anyone to go through that agony again that I went through because I'm sure it would have that effect on most people. Maybe not a tall woman, but do tall women have size 5 feet? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, what other shoes did I used to like? Oh, I used to like slingbacks. Oh, I wore them even when they weren't in fashion. What else? Never wore flip-flops. Are they shoes? They're footwear, but they're not really shoes, are they? I didn't like the feeling of the thing between your toes, that plasticky bit. It's horrible. Wellington boots. Sorry. I know you think, oh, she's meant to be in pain, but she's laughing. But they do say laughter is the best medicine, and I do believe that. Yeah, Wellington boots, don't like. Can't really walk in them. No, don't like them. I've worn them a few times, but no. And they certainly aren't fashionable. What other shoes do I like and do I not like? Not mad on stilettos. I like the sort of shoes that were fashionable in the 1920s and 30s, with a very shapely heel. And, like the dancers wear with on that night. Is it Come Dance With Me? Or Dancing with the Stars, or something like that. Those type of shoes they wear. It's a bit like the shoes they wore in the 20s and 30s. That's the shoes I like. And sometimes I've been able to buy, not obviously the original, but sort of copies. I had this pair of mint green, shiny they were, mint green shiny slingback shoes, and they had all straps on them. They were gorgeous. And I had what the shoes that I didn't like. Oh, I don't know what you call them. They've just got this bit, and you put your feet in them. I'll have to maybe sort of pause this actually and go back a bit if I can do it. No, I couldn't rewind it, or I didn't know how to rewind it, unfortunately. Why I can't find the words for that type of show, I don't know. You can get slippers like it, slip-ons, but the ones that don't have, the ones where you can see your toes, that's it. Slip-ons where you can see your toes, that's it. My heel kept sliding around in the show, and I thought that's dangerous. I'm not wearing them. Oh yeah, when I bought those fashionable black patent boots, ankle boots that I told you about not so long ago, I remember I tried it on in a shoe shop that had carpet on the floor. Yeah, carpet. Should have really had pavement. So I thought, oh, these are so comfortable because they were sinking into the carpet. So I wonder if that's still allowed in shoe shops, carpet. Because you wear shoes mainly outside on pavement, not on thick carpet. I'm right though, aren't I? Yeah, I just get my shoes from Hotter now. They're for the older women. When your feet start to go all funny and your toes twist round and do funny things. And your feet get flatter, don't they? And they get wider. So you need wider fitting shoes. I'm not saying everyone's like that. I think it's mainly women that are maybe overweight, like myself. And my feet are purple as well. I inherit that from my dad. Apparently, I was born with poor circulation, but I don't really know what that means. If it's serious, I don't know. And I had to wear these cardboard things between my toes, stop the toes fusing together. So that's an interesting story, isn't it? I don't know how long I had to wear those cardboard things for, but I don't think it was too long. Always had to have warm feet. We didn't have central heating for the first 10 years where we lived. No central heating, just a gas fire in the living room and electric heaters that we plug in the bedrooms. We'd heat the bedrooms up for about an hour and then turn the heaters off. So we had to wear in the winter bed socks or bed slippers. My mum used to knit them. She could knit anything, gloves, socks, anything. She could knit anything. Anyway, she used to knit these really nice bed socks, and we used to look forward to wearing them. We had flannelette sheets on the bed, a few blankets. I can't remember if we had some sort of chenille. Was it a chenille bed covering? I think something like that. A bed coverlet, or whatever you call it. No duvets. I don't know if you could buy them then. Um, and I think they were only for the rich then. I'm not sure. I think it was in the 80s when I got my first duvet. So you had to make your bed every morning and get to the hospital corners and all that. And my mum, not so much me, but when she used to make the bed, she used to make it so tightly. I'd get in because I loved the feeling of being in a tight bed. Don't know why. I sort of managed to turn over into my favourite sleeping position. When when I woke up in the morning, I wasn't on the bed. I was on the side, stuck in by the layers of sheet and blankets and coverlet. Just lying off there like that. And another thing about, because, it's a cold old house, uh, me and Sonny I don't know if it was conjunctivitis, me and my sister, sorry about mentioning her name, hope she won't mind. We used to wake up with all this gunk in our eyes, and our eyelashes were stuck together. And we say, Mum, we can't see, we've gone blind. And she used to come in and bathe their eyes for us. She was a very attentive mother. Um, yeah, the good old days. When I say I don't like these modern times, I wish we could go back to the past. I don't think I want to go back to the past now, with no central heating, no duvets, and waking up with your eyelashes stuck together. Doesn't sound great, does it? And do you remember the medicine bottles? They're all brown, weren't they? With a bit of cotton wool. I don't know what the cotton wool was for. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe just to protect the moisture, to stop moisture getting into the pills. And my mum had a box of all these creams, different ointments for different things. And some of them must have been about 15 years old. Did you hear that? 15 years old. I might be exaggerating. I just hope my mum doesn't get to see this video. She'll never speak to me again. She's a funny thing, my mum. A few years ago, me and my sister went down to hers. We were looking in a makeup drawer. I think me and my sister were in our 40s then. Yeah, something like that. And we were looking in my mum's makeup drawer. And we found some makeup. And we called out to her, Mum. She came in. Me and my sister were both laughing. We said this was our makeup when we went to school. Because when we were about 16, we were allowed to wear makeup to school. It was a palette of eyeshadows. I said, we said, you can't keep makeup for that long. You might get an eye infection or something. And she said, no, it hasn't done anything to me. I still use it. I don't know if she threw it away after that, but good for her. Make do and mend, and that's exactly what she was like. And that's something. Sorry about this, got very itchy eyes. Oh, don't look well, do I? No, my partner's got a bug and he gave it to me. Wait a minute. It's not a bad one, no. Ugh. Yeah, make do and mend. I think we've lost that ability, haven't we? I mean, how many young women can sew? I mean, I think there's been a little bit of a revival since these sewing competition programs have become quite fashionable in the last 5 to 10 years. So maybe people do more crafts now. Yeah, I think a lot of people do like doing crafts. I've got drawers full of craft materials. I just haven't I just haven't got the spark in me at the moment to do anything. I went in one shop and I said, have you got any origami paper? And he looks at me like I had two heads. It was, well, oh, no, not Woolworths. W.H. Smith's, that's it. And he said, no. I said, oh, I'll try a hobby craft. And I didn't want to ask anyone, I couldn't be bothered. I knew where all the paper craft stuff was. They did not have any origami paper. I searched and searched and searched. And then I thought, I think it's gone out of fashion. Because there was these sections of different artworks you can do, crafts. I'd never heard of them before. They were like something from a different planet, honestly. So technical. I thought, what's that? Just bring back the old-fashioned crafts, like basketry, origami, uh, making paper flowers. I don't want to do these complicated things. And that mixed media. Oh, all you can do, you can't paint with it. You've got to pour it on. Shh. Well, to me, that's not very artistic. A chimp could do that. You could just stick it out the chimp's bottom and he could just walk around and make a lovely design. And you'd get his footprints in it as well. That would look nice in a Tate gallery, or is it a Tate Modern? They'll have to change the name of everything now these days, don't they? Yeah, nothing stays the same. Everything changes. And I think with that, I'm going to end this boring, well, for some, not for me. Big ego. Okay, I'll say good night. Good night, and take care. Bye.